I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet.
Want to get every episode of We're From The Internet at least a day earlier than the iTunes and Stitcher folk? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/pledge to support us on Patreon, and as well as early access, we'll throw in an exclusive weekly show just for our patrons too.
What is your favourite soda?
What is your favourite soda?
Pepper, always.
That might be my new thing. I might start repeating the questions, because that means I can always speak first after the question and really establish myself as the leader of the podcast.
No, it obviously means you want to hear my opinion more.
Just so that I can get it out of the way and then spend the next 10 minutes talking about myself, which is my main goal. Dr. Pepper, you say?
Yeah, I can't think of anything
Even
better.
though you've got the problem that it's the stickiest liquid known to man?
Yeah, and it hospitalised me.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things perhaps not going for it there. Yet it's still ahead of Coke, which is
Coke
harmless.
hurts my teeth.
But it's less sugary than Dr. Pepper, surely. I had a can of Dr. Pepper in my old car, and it wasn't shaken up. It'd just been in my bag. I sat in the car, ate my sandwich, ate my bag of crisps, and then opened my can of Dr. Pepper. So it'd been sat on the passenger seat for a good 9 seconds while I was eating all my food. And then I opened up the can.
Did you tap the lid?
No, because that doesn't
that's
make
why
any
it
difference.
exploded.
No, that doesn't. Everyone knows that makes no difference. But it just exploded everywhere. But whereas a normal liquid, once it goes all over your window and all over your seats and everything, it would start to drip down. It immediately formed a film that you couldn't see through. And the only way to get the Dr. Pepper off the screen was to peel it off. That's not normal. You have to drink that, and it's adding a thick layer of peely nonsense to your insides. No wonder it put you in hospital. It's the devil's liquid, but it is delicious.
It is beautiful.
Probably taste-wise, I think it probably is my favourite. But Dr. Pepper Zero doesn't have all the peeling qualities.
Doesn't taste the same though.
It doesn't need to taste the same. It still tastes nice, but it doesn't. You can't use it to wax your legs with like you could with normal Dr. Pepper. Have you ever tasted Veet? Could they be the same thing? I've never tasted Veet.
Isn't that a shaving thing?
Yeah, it's what you put on your legs to wax your legs.
All right, I was like, where are you going with this?
Well, I'm wondering, as I know you can wax your legs with Dr. Pepper, and I know you can wax your legs with Veet, could they be the same thing?
Your better half showed me earlier that you can use Dr. Pepper in barbecue food.
Coke is a staple of putting in barbecue food, so I imagine it's not that much of a leap to go to Dr. Pepper. You just want something really sugary. That's why you put that in your barbecue food. I always put Coke in barbecue sauce. And pour it down the toilet to clean it.
What counts as it's just anything fizzy that counts as a soda. So like anything that goes in a soda stream.
Yes, and milk.
I still haven't tried fizzy.
Milk.
Well, you can't do fizzy milk. I know
Why?
why no one's done it now, because you'd get your fizzer all dirty.
Yeah,
you
but
fizz the water first.
you could still get fizzy milk. You fizz the milk, and then you throw the soda stream away afterwards. I just want to taste fizzy milk.
To fizz the water and then make tea with it, but I haven't got around to doing that yet.
But would you have to fizz the water after it was boiled? I guess because
that would ruin
I
it.
assume boiling takes the fizz out. Have you ever tried boiling Coke? Yeah, in fact, when you boil Coke to make it into barbecue sauce, it loses all its fizz. So you'd have to boil it, then fizz it up. And would you really want to be fizzing up boiling hot water? That sounds
I was going to say,
dangerous.
if you accidentally put the syrup in, then try and fizz it, it does explode. It covered our kitchen with drink.
But you licked that off, didn't you?
No.
I loved that.
Just had to cover it with towels. It wasn't Dr. Pepper.
Bit of Dr. Fizz on the wall.
That was some apple crap.
Starbucks, when I was in there recently, I noticed that you can now buy fizzy smoothies in a can. You know, innocent smoothies. They now do a fizzy version in a can. It's like £1.50, so I didn't partake, but I imagine that counts as a soda now, does it? It's a fizzy...
Yes, so if it's got
a fizzy smoothie.
Carbon in it.
And it's just chopped up bits of fruit and fizzed up.
Here's a question for you related to soda. We've established our favourites already. When's too early for a soda?
Any time before noon.
Right.
Basically, while you're still in the coffee zone, you know my theory on beverages. Yeah, you have your coffee. I will allow a can of Diet Coke between 12 and 1 to wash my sandwich down. I used to be Dr. Pepper, but now it's too dangerous, especially if I'm in the car. So Dr. Pepper is now just for evenings. So lunchtime, I'll have a diet or a zero beverage.
I was told they've got more sugar in them than Coke, according to Watchdog.
What, Dr. Pepper?
No, Diet Coke.
There's no sugar in. That's
Apparently
the
there's
whole point.
more sugar in it.
There's no sugar in it. It's 0 calories. Sugar has calories.
Apparently not, according to Watchdog.
Well, Watchdog are wrong. That's the whole... They can't sell a can of Diet Coke that says 0 calories on the side and just pour loads of sugar in it and say, we won't count in these calories. That doesn't work. But you can have a diet one at lunchtime, and then the twindow opens between 1 and 3, so it's tea all the way from then. And I reckon probably you're safe to consume fizzy beverages willy-nilly once the twindow closes. Although personally, I tend to go back on the coffee. I'll have another one about 3:30 just to get me through till dinner time. And then I'll have another one after I've eaten to stop me falling asleep on the sofa and dribbling while I watch TV.
See, about 2-3 months ago, I was at the bus station at like 5 to 8 and got a can of Coke to keep me awake on the bus because I kept falling asleep at the same point. The bus stops for like 20 minutes, just has the engine running, and I always get shaken to sleep.
Yeah, rocks to sleep like a
but,
giant
it worked.
ugly baby.
I had a Coke and it kept me awake, but I thought I can't do that every morning. It just felt wrong.
See, I know people who don't drink coffee, weirdos, who have Coke instead, and apparently it has the same waking up medicinal benefits. But I don't know. I've never had a Coke and thought, oh, now I feel awake. It just quenches my thirst.
I'd need it to not be fizzy, I think, and slightly less sugary if I was going to be drinking it every morning.
You could boil it then.
I've had warm Dr. Pepper before because I watched a film, I can't remember what it was called, where a family lived in a bunker for 50 years and then came out and it was year 2000. And they drank microwave Dr. Pepper in that.
Surely that would be even more dangerous than ordering Dr. Pepper. Because when you boil Coke, it becomes like caramel. If you heat up a Dr. Pepper that's already pretty much caramel with the odd bubble thrown in, you're going to end up gluing your mouth shut and it's going to peel all the skin off your tongue when you try and swallow. Don't do that. That's dangerous.
It just turns into a rock and then you just eat it.
Ooh, no, I wonder if you boiled up a can of Dr. Pepper and then put it in ice cube trays and just left it out to set. Don't freeze it, that's madness. Left it out in ice cube trays, would it solidify after it's been boiled? Because you're melting the sugar then. Once you melt the sugar, it caramelises. I reckon we could make our own Dr. Pepper sweets. Would they be chewy or crunchy?
Why isn't there Dr. Pepper ice cream?
Probably because that's stupid.
No, it's not. It's the nicest flavour.
If we master boiling it and then put it in ice cube trays, if it becomes chewy, I reckon that's got the potential to then go into an ice cream. You could sort of grate it and just mix it in through your ice cream. If it crystallises and goes crunchy, it's not really going to be much.
Well, you could probably still.
Well, I suppose it's then
grate
like praline ice cream. We should bin this recording. We've got when we get our ice cream van. I was looking at ice cream vans on eBay the other day. We'll talk about that off air.
I'd like to sell apple ice cream because it doesn't exist in this country. And
My
it's
idea for the ice cream van: if I use the ice cream van to commute to work in the school I work in, I've then got a monopoly on ice cream vans in the school car park. So if I just finish every lesson 5 minutes early at the end of the day, go out to the old ice cream van, fire up Mr. Whippy, all the kids as they're coming out of school are buying my ice creams. Dr. Pepper ice creams and Dr. Pepper and apple ice cream in a double cone.
Sounds spot on. I'd be up for that.
Want to help us spread the We're From the Internet word? Leaving us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes and Stitcher would give us a nice little boost in the search results and help new listeners find us.